Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike Defender of the Fatherland, off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Crossing in the Woods. The setting is Western Europe, 1944, somewhere in the Hürtgen Forest. The Americans are slowly trying to break through, but the Germans are resisting violently. In the south, we got Dezman fighting here for the Oberkommando West, Germany, Deutschland, the 272nd Volksgrenadier-Division. In the north, we got Talisman fighting for America, freedom, democracy, the 19th Infantry Division, tasked with clearing out this part of the woods. We got fortifications, special operations, and scavenge doctrine here for Dezman with triple infantry versus Talisman's heavy cavalry, airborne, and recon support. With grenade, specifically one for cheaper grenades and faster throw grenades and sensor recharge that is less cooldown. Medics cheaper as well, ambulance specifically, which is a bit an odd one, and then increased veterans again, the rifle, which is overall a pretty good one to have. Noting here, Dezman is going for the Kugelwagen start. Bit rare to see here from the Oberkommando, but these well-handled Kugelwagen can be effective since it just moves fast between the points and takes them fast, as overall Kugelwagen can just ensure you get more territory fast, allowing the other units maybe to fight more. Does Talisman here going for a more spread out approach here so far? West, centre and right. Kugelwagen here versus Rifleman, MD-34 mounted on the back there versus the Rifleman, the M1 commands, shots firing, singing out across the terrain, or the part of the map there. Barbed wire up there as well. Fult's going to be heading westwards. We can see Dezman is also spreading out pretty thinly. Though in this case, Talisman is quick to concentrate his forces here for a counter push in the east, which Talisman has got. Oh, Dezman is not going to be, I think, fully prepared for dealing with. I mean, he's got a Sturmpanzer, he's got one Kugelwagen. It's going to be pretty difficult to stop two rival squads with just that, and he's actually sending his other Fult's going to squad westwards as well. So Dezman here seems to be basically pulling out on the east, realizing he has perhaps not left himself in the best situation to defend here, and instead going to focus on the west, where, well, Talisman is also less present, so maybe not. He might be setting some force there, so let's send him a rifle out there for Talisman, fixing up the Kugelwagen. Hard work there for the Sturmpionier. My God, how do you get so many holes into the tiny Kugelwagen? Well, it's not exactly armoured. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of this stuff is cardboard, since it can't afford the metal. Rather than versus the Kugelwagen and the Sturmpanzer quick pumps in the house, at least denied, since it's not exactly a fighting good position to fight from, since there's only one window. This is more of a machine gun window, not a assault rifle window. Full to the versus Rifleman up here. Shootout there, that's probably going to be the thing of the advantage of the Rifleman long term here. Kugelwagen being shot to bits out in the open. Sturmpanzer is going to close in. He could transfer the cross over here and then sort of try and flank behind, rather than just trying to cross here, because it's being strange to negative covers again. Farther away path there, Kugelwagen draws fire, the Sturmpanzer can sort of, flank in better than we go. That's exactly what Dezman does. Wunderbar. Fourth Rifle squad away there for Talisman here in the centre of Volksguns, going to fight with the Rifleman. And we got Reisman to flank here, putting more pressure on the Volksguns, although we got another Volksguns to cover the flank there, though it's not, I think, going to be sufficient. Sturmpanzer flank that worked out well here for Dezman, forcing with the Rifleman. Nice work there by Dezman. Some nice tactical footwork there. Volksguns falling back from the centre. And again, Kugelwagen draws the fire, the Sturmpanzer's momentum, then so finish off the Americans. Good tactical approach here by Dezman. Good use of the Kugelwagen, so notice the Kugelwagen does have some utility in combat, though it's not exactly a light tank on his own. Going for the west point here, Talisman is suffering a few setbacks across the front line from the 272nd Volksgrenadier Division, from the remnants of the 272nd Infantry Division, which was rather beaten up badly on the western front during Normandy, if I remember correctly, which is where most Volksgrenadier divisions came from, the remnants of regular infantry divisions. Fun fact. There's a reaction there. Ooh, he's trying to get the Kugelwagen, but he's actually exposing him to more fire out in the open, so very nice bait there by Dezman, using a vulnerable Kugelwagen as a tasty treat here for Talisman to try and get his head out of the cover there. Nice work, nice work. In this case, Talisman seems to realise what he's doing and pulls back by the west, though. Talisman strikes for the full force of America. Dezman's only got a single Volksguns squad here, and that's not going to work out too well. Reisman's charging up close where they can do the most damage. Well, Rifleman can also do more close, but in this case also I think to draw some fire, perhaps allowing the Riflemen then close in. In this case, no need. In the west, strike there. In the east, skirmish going on here, followed as Rifleman. Kugelwagen being fixed up, and we got a trot on the way there for Dezman. Battle Group headquarters on the way for Talisman. And a captain. An interesting choice here, possibly in anticipation of the most sort of current meta choice, which is make an arch regiment from the Oberkommando West. In which case he wants Stewards and anti-tank guns with which to stop the Kraut menace. Mine's being laid down here. Die Schuhmine, 42. Stands for Schützenmine. It could also basically refer to the fact you wouldn't need shoes after hitting that one. It was specifically designed to maim and blow off your feet. Since the Germans basically figured it's much better to actually wound someone than kill someone, because if someone's wounded, they have to use someone to, you know, pull him back and use resource to get him into back order, and he's not likely going to get back into the fight without a foot anyways. So, you know, they just figured that'd be more effective than killing someone, plus more demoralizing. So there were some, shall we say, rather cynical considerations there when it came to the mine from the Germans. Filter being assaulted by riflemen outside, need to retreat, need to retreat. Captain there getting blasted, shot to bits here by the Sturmpioniere. In the west here, riflemen being slowly surrounded, but the Volksguns themselves are not exactly having an easy time here, as Talisman is certainly not letting him pass through easily. And there we go, Volksguns up north, overwhelmed by the riflemen, pushing westwards here to push for the field. We've got Rearson squad there. Well, she's probably not going to put up too much resistance there with M1 carbines, despite best intents. And we got the mechanized Regiment up here, 272nd Volksguard Division, receiving armoured support from the 21st Panzer Division. In this case, elements of the reconnaissance battalion. The 272nd Volksguard Division's reconnaissance element would have been a small company, or known as the Fusilier Compagnie, which was part reconnaissance, part sort of divisional elite unit. Usually sort of better troops in the unit with assault rifles if possible as well. Fun little fact there. Note, it could vary from Volksguard Division to division if they were a company or battalion. In some cases they might not even have it, or maybe had just a platoon. So some fun facts there, and certainly highlights just the erraticness with which the Volksguard Divisions were formed and the supply situation at that stage of the war. Looks on the way there for Dezman. Kuhwagen finding out here. Back here, troops reinforcing, preparing for the next push against the Krauts. Talisman, of course, needs to ensure they don't just sit around for too long, because it means they're not putting pressure on the front line, which of course means if Dezman puts more pressure, Talisman can also suffer more long term. Kuhwagen needs to fall back, by the way. I think he's basically trying to bait them into the mine again, or trying to get a wipe here. Bit risky with the Kugelwagen, but I can see what he's going for there, and certainly if he could get it, that'd be great there for Dezman. But I would also say good use of the Kugelwagen. You rarely see any Oberkommandos play, really make use of the Kugelwagen. It's nice to see, though. Nice to see. Stuart Lighting on the way there for Talisman. For America, freedom, democracy. The M5A1 there, Captain falling up behind cover. Shots being fired here. We got Volksguard against the Rifleman. No doctrine yet for either side, by the way. No other place to commit to anything. And there we go. Got looks in the way. He's going to need a Puma, I think, to stand a better chance of us the Captain. Because the Stuart is going to, deal with the looks reasonably well on this Talisman, and does something very wrong. But there you go, looks on the field, pretty much proving Talisman's suspicions right. Looks is on the way. Stuart is going to put a stop to that. Sandbags being tossed down here in the west. We got the rifleman here with the Volksgrenadiers up close. This time it's the rifleman going up close, where the riflemen keep covering fire. Also note that even while he was trying to point, he actually flanked up with the unit to hit the cuff point. Very nice work there. Spec ups for Dezman. Could certainly indicate he's going to stick around with mechanized Redmen longer. Command Panthers, all that. Either way, grenade assault there against Talisman's rifleman. He dodged it though very deftly. And there goes Stuart to the rescue, doing what it's supposed to do, which is stop the looks. Of course, further to Talisman's advantage, Dezman does not have any anti-tank when he's first going for them now. But obviously in this case, note the reason Talisman isn't just, wildly charging in there. He doesn't know if Talisman's got one or not. He doesn't want to risk the Stuart getting Pantherfires and hitting a mine, and then there's a Academy right nearby. So this is, I think, the overall sensible approach. It still keeps looks a bit at bay, and gets some damage done against Dezman. Going through the cuff point there, got the western field secured. Very nice work there by Talisman. Stuart considers this to hammer away at the Krauts. Captain moving in with a bazooka. And he's also a bit worried about here. Again, there's some potential of the Academy arriving, so he wants to set himself up so he can easily get the Stuart out of there before, risks any critical damage from the Germans. Because if he first loses the Stuart, he's going to have a much harder time in containing the looks or any other light vehicles Dezman might toss at him. Because while the anti-tank, of course, is quite good, it can do a lot of damage very fast, it's not very mobile. that's sort of the trick to anti-tank guns. They usually pack more with punch above average, but they're not very mobile. So depending on your opponent then uses light vehicle, they can really sort of negate a lot of the effectiveness of an anti-tank gun. Which is why a lot of people favour stuff like the Stuart and other light vehicles. Or the Wehrmacht, you know, if they end up in these situations, go for the Puma, simply because it's just much better than a pack in those situations. Can they need to be careful? You have good hits to the Kubelwagen? No. Kubelwagen, 7 kills for the fatherland. Impressive work. Rifleman falling back. Talisman is going for Airborne. Nice to see that one. Not quite as picked a doctrine as of late, but I still think personally quite effective. I need more paratroopers, so really good infantry. They do have a bit of a shall we say, high investment sort of requirement, but once you get going with them, they do tend to pack quite the punch. Because, I mean, I just love tactical assault or tactical advance, whatever unit has it, it's just great stuff. Really rewards a good flank. Talisman beginning out to have BARs. He's not going for the Thompson, which most likely indicates he wants the double Browning light machine guns of the paratroop, which of course is really powerful. Like, very powerful. There you go. Incendiary grenade off though. Paratrooper suffering a bit of a zinge there. And we got the Luxor flank up behind the echelons. Quickly forcing them away. So will he go for the light machine guns now? Will he go for the Thompsons? What will he go for? Rather than the leading assault here across, he's close to the other side. Got the Kuban, got Fuchs, got Sturmpanzer for the mix of assault rifles, and light machine gun fire. Puma out here for Dezman to help deal with the Stuart. Paratroopers are going for the double Browning light machine guns. An impressive amount of firepower. I mean, if a rifle squad with one Browning light machine is really nasty, and again, a lot of players go for them. I mean, paratroopers with the double Browning light machine guns are going to wreak absolute havoc. I imagine that's sort of the theory here Talisman's about to apply to Dezman. To see if it's true. Sarge, do we need this many light machine guns? It's science, Carl. It's science. What kind of science? Science of freedom. Rather than getting glass, but it looks up close then, getting range from the anti-tank rifle grenade. But in this situation with the Puma back, Talisman doesn't really a lot to exactly punish it, but he can just keep the looks out of the fight, which of course is in many cases just as valuable if you can sort of make advantage of it elsewhere. Oh. He's actually not keeping the Puma close enough, so there he goes. Stu goes in for a few extra hits, but Puma responds. Whoops, my apologies for the scroll bit there, just sort of went a bit off on its own ideas. Sadly though, while the double Brown light machines are quite effective versus machine infantry, they're less impressive versus light vehicles. Stuart sadly did not make it. Puma in this case, of course, proving its purchase price quite worth it. Look at those Yankees. Yeah, they're on fire now. Yeah, and look at this ambulance. I don't think we should be shooting this up, and I don't care. I just want to blow up more stuff. I'm sure it had weapons in it. So there you go. Dezman just strikes at the heart of Talisman, causing quite a bit of harm there. The Puma just being absolutely dead. Oh, he's going to lose the Kubelwagen. Ah, shame. Absolute shame. Rather than forced away. And Talisman is going to struggle a bit. He gives, I think, Talisman a pretty good, or Dezman a pretty good chance to push ahead now. Where he's got, you know, a lot of Talisman's core units gone. The ambulance is going to require a replacement at some point because otherwise he's going to be suffering a lot there. I mean, already the paratroopers are less than half health. I mean, they might be elite, but they're not that elite. Not yet. I mean, I think it's Veteran 2 where they sort of can heal themselves, but they're not quite there yet. And until then, they kind of need, you know, some additional medical assistance. Plus, the riflemen do not get that luxury at all. Shot on the way there for Dezman. That's going to be the Battle Group headquarters most likely. He's also going for the MG-34. Push ahead here. Falcons there desperately fighting for the fatherland, but they're simply overwhelmed. Their fancy Sturmgewehr, no match for just sheer raw numbers and, you know, poor state of the infantry. Troops reinforcing, waiting for the ambulance to arrive. Beep, beep. Ice cream, man. Ice cream? Nah, just morphine. Ah, it'll do. Quick flank here with the looks, but we got the anti-tank gun ready. So, you know, make up for the fact he lost his Stuart. In this case, he was able to sort of predict where Dezman was in and not... Oh, abandoned. I'd be doubtful he'd been able to get it, but still, getting out and looks that fast in the end was pretty good here. Dezman probably didn't anticipate Talisman would go for an anti-tank gun. And again, the M1 anti-tank gun is really effective simply due to its high rate of fire compared to most other anti-tank guns. It is really good versus light and medium armor. Heavy armor, due to its low penetration, does tend to drop off a bit, but again, anything but heavy armor, it tends to really give a very hard time. Which is a really important thing to keep in mind. And you've had 4 setting up here, rifling up the fuel point. Lots of back and forth between these two sides already. In the west, the forces are being pushed back here with the rifling close to virtually free, but also close to death. Got the paratroopers moving ahead here through the centre, cradling their double Browning light machine guns. Puma on patrol. Battle group headquarters up. Medics on the way there for Dezman. Sanitator. Paratroopers moving under fire. Captain anti-tank moving up here to deal with the Kraut armoured car. And there you go, actually taking out half the paratrooper squad. A brutal maneuver there by Dezman and the Puma. Showing that you should not be taking the Puma lightly, even if you got no vehicles around anymore for it to shoot at. Sadly, the paratroopers have not really been seeing much action. So they're sadly not quite paying off yet for Talisman, but hopefully they actually send them towards some infantry for once. They'll actually prove their, worth. But for now, he's mostly been using them to cap, which is actually quite inefficient for a 380 manpower, 120 munitions unit. He's been actively seeking out Fultz grenadiers and just, shooting them to bits. Instead, he's just, using them for stuff he'd actually be using your re-echelons for. And I imagine he sends in the re-echelons in to do the fighting anyways, which is just a bit backwards, to be honest. We got a major out here for Talisman, a major development. Another machine gun team out here. Dezman is certainly getting wary there, but all of Talisman, in particular all of Talisman's heavily upgraded infantry. I mean, he's essentially got 6 infantry squads, 4 riflemen, the paratroopers, and the captain. I mean, that's a lot of infantry, and 1 machine gun is not going to cut it there. Plus, the Fultz assault rifles actually don't face off too well long term as this, particularly against the paratroopers, if Talisman actually allows them to shoot at the Germans. Rather than getting sniped at by the Puma. Poor Carl drops dead. There we go. Paratroopers finally get to join in the fun, but most of the Raven end up doing the work anyways. But still, they got to do some damage. And they're actually closing in veterans one pretty fast there. And you've had for the Puma supporter holding off the enemy there. The Puma basically spotting from the machine, allowing it to make better use of its range. Very good. Although if he pulls it that far behind, he can't. But obviously he's worried about the possibility of an anti-tank gun. Captain flank in, we got shown away for Talisman, getting out the first tank here against Dezman. Very good work by Talisman, very good work. Paratroopers moving in there. As Dezman abandons the western half of the map for now. Very good push there by Talisman, with Paratroopers ready to flank if necessary. But Dezman intends to extend his territory here instead, and we got mines being laid down to further make it harder for Talisman to sneak about. Very good, very good. Also, repair Parnesi, of course, means he can focus a lot more on the front line. He just needs something over there to get repaired, and that's it. So, that certainly diminishes the management load. Then Dezman, who's going for another Fultz Grenadier squad. I probably would like to see more Sturm Parnesis actually taking out for Obersoldat. I mean, against all of these riflemen plus the paratroopers, just a lot of Fultz Grenadiers can very easily risk just feeding into them. There you go, 3 kills from the paratroopers. Fultz moving ahead here. Oh, he moves themselves along the 5 machine guns. There you go. Banhan Granada off. Suppressive rubber, then MD-34. Bit too skittish there with the paratroopers. Bit too skittish, I'm afraid. But there you go, Sherman on the way there. Switching out to high explosive rounds. He's not too worried about the infantry or the Puma, I imagine. Ooh, Dezman actually going for a Panzer Strike on the Sturm Parnesi is a rare sight, but most likely because he's not figuring Talisman's going to go for the mines. And so far, Talisman hasn't really given us reason to think he's going for them. There you go though, nice little ambush there. Sherman already down to less than half health, or close to half health, actually not less than. There's a bit more to go there. Got the anti-tank moving up, he's probably anticipating he's going to get hit by Puma, so he wants to get ready, but at the same time he then reveals the anti-tank gun, allowing the Fultz to rush it if he's not careful and just cleared out. There you go though, 1 hit, almost a full wipe. You could take aim if you had the munitions for it. Up here, healing reinforcement. Paratroopers running out again. And this Sherman is in dire repairs. Dezman is getting closer to the command panther, but he's still quite some time off from the field's Panzerwagen. Entertaining position. There you go. Captain with the bazooka. Right on the spot. Unupgraded Fulters being sent in, and they're more or less fresh, and they just are straight into the Sherman and the paratroopers. An absolutely devastating loss here. Almost for Dezman. Heavy casualties, and unless they go full wipe, they just didn't do anything. I mean, that's kind of the problem with Fult's going to do is, at this stage of the fight, there's an opponent with a lot of upgraded infantry. They do tend to fall short, and in particular, they do run into a Sherman as well. And this is kind of where Dezman could risk going into being punished for basically trying to allow too much of the command panther, because he doesn't have a lot of, say, good, more elite replacements for the Fult's going to do. So he's running to mission. There you go, straight into the paratroopers. As you might notice, the Fult's going to use are bleeding very fast. Right as Fult's going to hit, Banhand grenade off. Both squads sent scurrying away. And the paratroopers almost virtually 2 there. Troops hitting enforcing. And like Kedden have spotted, and the punishment is swift and merciless. Plus virtually 2 for the paratroopers, getting some ability to heal themselves, plus other fun things. Fult's Grenadier, send out. Noting no grenades for Talisman besides the paratrooper ones because he has an upgrade. It's a bit interesting to note there. The point, east point being secured. And straight into a mine. Interesting enough, Talisman is actually not bothered with minesweepers. You figure he would. I mean, whereas again the Americans like something known for laying down mines, the Germans are kind of known for laying down mines. This was a repulsed with the Stumpin. We got Fultz up with the camera support as well. Rifling on actually rather exposed spot. They just going to retreat there. Simply too much firepower there from Dezman in the northeast. Rifling trying to cut the machine gun, but it's not quite working out there. Not quite working out. Sherman number 2 on the way there for Talisman. Very good work. Just committing some more Shermans with more pressure on the infantry. Causing clear out the infantry support. That's pretty good here. That is pretty good. Paratrooper standing by the Sherman. And there you go, Fultz pushing ahead. Straight into the captain, into the rifleman. And Brandhand Grenade, no grenade assault here. And there you go, Command Panther arrives for Dezman, for Deutschland. 272nd Fultz going to be shown receiving some valuable heavier armor support there. Fight for the CoH point here as well. Paratroopers sending off on their own. Sherman waiting to be crewed. There we go. Second one almost done as well. I know they actually flanks behind here. If any Fultz is going ready to sort of shoot them on the retreat path, giving his paratroopers a good chance of wiping them. Then when he can actually have a better chance, we actually have them Thompson and then pop tactical assault. Oh, he tries a grenade in the retreat path. Oh, not a good throw there. That's because probably wasn't anticipating to go retreat that direction. Paratroopers, the Puma got the command pad falling up there to tank. He set up Sherman, he set up in a better position as well here. Anti-tank are not well set up though. Another hit on the Sherman tank. Other Sherman is all over in the far east. Anti-tank gun wiped out. This is looking pretty bad here for Talisman. This Sherman's about to go down. It's about to go down. Direct hit on the Command Panther, but the Command Panther ultimately doesn't care about the terrain or anything else and knocks out Talisman's tank. Tankers, man. Up here, the second Sherman 9 series with a Kednev and a Puma. Odie is about to lose another Sherman in short succession. This is absolutely catastrophic for Talisman. Absolutely horrifically catastrophic. Rather than damaging the command tank, running for the anti-tank gun. He's going to try and take it out anyway, so there he goes, so he's pushing that way. Paratroopers, I think, just need to get back into the action, and there you go. Up close and ugly. There's the command pad. There you go. Pin him up, machine gun ready. He's just going to shoot it down there before he gets it up and fire away. Very good, I think, choice there by Dezman. Almost got it. Another anti-tank away there for Talisman. And as soon as he got it further enough away there, he begins backing out of there, trying to get to safe distance. Nice move there by Dezman in the centre. Folks finding out if there's the rifleman. Of course, Talisman's not going to have 2 anti-tank and plus a Sherman here, so he might have a chance. Though still, losing that Sherman. He was pretty awkward and pretty unpleasant there for Talisman. Great though for Dezman. Great for Dezman. So now more or less got control of both fuel points. And Talisman goes for a second paratrooper squad. He's lost one of his rifle squads and decides to replace it with more elite infantry. That's definitely a decision I can support. So less running straight to machine gun. They could particularly be right there. They could have maybe speculated he could be there. Other way, paratrooper squad in this case quickly push back. Captain here going for the pool and pushing it back. Flak half track for Dezman. With 25 minutes into the game, he's going for a flak half track now. Wow. Just don't see that. I mean, you see Command Panthers, Pumas, Luxes, all that, you know, but flak half tracks at the 25-minute mark is unheard of. Joining with MD-34, Captain push back. Lots of shots firing at the Sherman. Sherman needs to fall back. It needs to fall back. Direct hit here from the command tank on the Sherman, easily piercing its armor. And troops suppressed here. Paratroops flanking up behind machine gun. Very good. Other paratroops got some reinforcement. He's on it. And Talisman here getting out of there. Got the flak half track right around the centre. Paratroopers are getting some rather nasty hits there from the Command Panther. And up north, got the anti-tanker moving in. Lots of fighting, lots of pressure, lots of death. And there you go, anti-tank lands a good hit in the Panther. Penetrating its frontal armour. Oh, full wipe there. Costing Dezman another Flotilla squad. He's down to just 2+ the Sturm Pioneers, and he's still, you know, pretty much going to get either more Sturm Pioneers. The Flotilla is the most likely. He's just going to call in more Flotilla. He's not even considering Sturm Pioneers, and certainly not taking out for Obersoldaten, which I would definitely describe as a bit of a shame there, and probably a bit of a mistake. Still, Dezman is in a strong position. He does have a lot of vehicles, armor, and anti-tank firepower, but infantry-wise, the game is slowly going against him. So he's going up against, you know, all these rifles, but also all of these paratroopers. Like, if he gets the others upgraded over with Thompson, more Brown light machine guns, that's going to put Dezman's Flotilla in a really bad spot. And he keeps calling in more. Despite at this stage, they're probably just bleeding more than they're worth, considering his tactical approach anyways. Strength for the rifle here with the Flottilla's flak half track, just not in supporting range. Probably just worried about the anti-tank. Oh, there you go. Carrying a bit of flank here. But not enough, just not enough to suppress the defenders. Dezman, I think at this stage you just consider taking up, going for the Schwer Panzer quarters, calling in some Obersoldaten, and setting up for some Panzers. Flag half track Sturm going for the anti-tank, and their command panzer hits. So we got Sturm moving up, shot bounce, Puma flying coming far as well. And there you go, Sturm Pioneer almost taken out. Paratroopers down the far west, other paratroopers maps setting up for flank here. Got that anti-tank support, they're going to get absolutely brutalised by the flak half track. Direct hit there on the Sherman by the Command Panther, and tank and shoots bounces. Second shot bounces as well there, bit of bad luck for Talisman and the 90th Infantry Division. Ooh, Kenner creeping ahead, paired to the Sterling, still the ready. Next to now go for more light machine guns or Thompsons, and he goes for it. Double paratroopers with double Browning light machine guns. That is a lot of firepower. He had machine gun just ran into them and he just retreated because he realised it can't win with that level of firepower. My God, Sjokken, 7 more machine gun gewehr than us. That's madness. We're supposed to be some machine gun gewehr guys. Wow. A bold head-on attack on the Panther with the Sherman. Definitely not where you normally want to be attacking with a Sherman, to be honest. In these two paratroopers moving in, light machine almost done, but until then they're getting rather swarmed aggressively by Dezman's Fulton Grenadiers, and more importantly, it's eventually 5 Fulton Grenadiers. Talisman discontinued to call in more Shermans. He is not concerned with such petty measures as a Jackson tank destroyer. Sherman almost good to go. Command Panther falling back, and the west point being secured here. Anti-tank and weapon. There you go. We got the Puma rushing the base. He's going to go for another ambulance. He's going to go for another ambulance. The cheeky bastard. Devilish. Going for the center victory point. Sherman moving in, focusing on the fire, anti-tank nearby. There you go. Aked never shoots, misses spectacularly. While the Fultons are being subjected to a lot of heavy firepower. Again, they're just not really at this stage the best in those situations. Particularly not without any sort of severe support, which is kind of what Dezman sent them in without. And the Shermans are just absolutely tearing them apart. Sherman there, though, is being focused down by the Command Panther on the Kednev here, but he's close to getting the Kednev for the paratroopers, the Sherman. Puma moving in. Oh, almost got the Kednev. There you go. The Kednev goes down. The Kednev goes down. Second paratrooper squad is already Veteran 2 with 7 kills. Other one is halfway to Veteran 3. Dezman really needs a spare panzer quarters. He really needs some panzers besides the Command Panther. Going for like Kednev, they were still exposed himself to, I think, rather needless amounts of fire. He's not quite lost another Fulton squad, but he's pretty close, I'd say. Other pairs will continue to defend the western victory point rather than doing something more with it. Puma's getting up some more shots than the Sherman, but it is at a safer distance now. Dezman sadly not doing a lot with his resources there, as Talisman is just trying his best to keep up the pressure while maintaining map control. We can also see that on the victory points to a good degree. Puma there, they're very close to Veteran 3 there, very close, shoots, misses. Command Panther's getting out close to Veteran 2, close to Veteran 2. And Fulton's going to be blasted by the Sherman in the west here. We got the Fulton's going for the Russian squad here. Overall, Dezman is losing ground. He needs to, I think, reorganize and try to launch a larger counterattack here as a Talisman to force him back again with some heavier losses. Rather, right now it's just, you know, sort of skirmishing about, but a bit disorganized. And he's finally taking up. He's finally going to go for spare panzer quarters. Took him bloody long enough. Took him bloody long enough. Command Panther going for the jug against Ruff, and there you go, immediately says about crashing them. Flank half track closing in Veteran 2-1. Troops are reinforcing healing. Third Sherman halfway done for Talisman. He could have used the captain to just supervise to force it out faster, but he seems less concerned with that. Far west Fulton's harassing, but he's in the paratroopers. I'm guessing Talisman is not paying attention to this, as it's probably more around the center right now. A rifleman repulsed.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
Straight into a machine gun. No dice there for Talisman. No dice. Got an anti-tank in there. Oh, I'm moving too far ahead with minimal support, minimal healing, minimal reinforcement, and just gets wiped. And now the Command Panther's going for it, straight ahead, ignoring most potential stuff in the center there. It's destroying the anti-tank. A very good move here. Command Panther is already Veteran 2. Paratroopers popping grenade here. No, but with the sheer range they can throw it. Sherman falling back, the other two Shermans bringing the Sherman. Oh, knocked out. Smoke dream down too late though. Too late. Just let it fall back there. Anti-tank is supporting, but it's not quite enough either. A staggering blow here from Dezman against Talisman. They might just get worse as the Command Panther sets its sights on the next pair of Shermans. Bit of shooting hand to tank and shoots. Penetrates the Command Panther at that range and with virtually 2. Impressive. Will he go for a Panther? We could also consider going for a Panther to support the Command Panther. That definitely puts some pressure then on the armoured part of the scheme. But he's still going to need something to fight the infantry more effectively. So he might have to go for a Panther 4, which helps deal with the infantry, that of course isn't super effective as the armour. Of course, he's got a Command Panther and Puma, so he should be able to get away with a Panther 4 here. But Kevin lands a good hit though. Could get the shot here maybe. And down that goes. Too slow to smoke again. Talisman there. Too slow to smoke. Change the machine gun out here. Flak half check on work. Duty. Still a great scene from Talisman. Decides to get on the patch. There you go. Grenades off on the hand from Dezman. Very far here, the centre victory point is being severely contested, lots back and forth, and a lot of people just dying for that little square of territory. Big force here, paratroopers, riflemen, lots of light machine gun fire there, lots of death, lots of bleeding. Command Panther half HP veteran 3 in the west, largely also caught there, entertaining shoots, gets a good hit. And another entertaining here for Talisman until he got more armor to help deal with the Command Panther and anything else. Dezman is still not committing to more armor. Is it a Panther? Is it a Panzer 4? It is a Panzer 4. Good. Though he should also go for some Obersoldaten. He needs some infantry to take on Talisman infantry, I think, in a bit more equal setting. And Obersoldaten would do that a lot better than Volksgun is. But with light machine guns about, he should probably also consider light machine guns rather than going for the infantry assault rifles. Since it will be, I think, a butt charter there for Dezman to get his orbs on within effective range to use the infantry assault rifles compared to, yes, you know, the effective range of the light machine gun. Volksgun's immediately halted, flak toughening up, but encounters severe anti-tank resistance here from Talisman. Talisman itself is not really doing a lot here in the eastern side. I mean, you could say theoretically at some point snug up with Sherman, just clear out the machine gun, opening up the eastern side as well, forcing Dezman to have to defend more, but so far seems like he is not too keen on that. Quite happy with where he is now, it seems. And there we go. Panzer ramming here for the Deutsche Panzerwaffe. Paired to reverse the Puma, and the Puma once more proves to be quite a danger there, gaining veterans before. Anti-tank guns shown here was the Panther. Panther misses. Anti-tank on hand there, veteran free does not. In fact, takes the Command Panther down to half health. Panther warming up for the center, engaging paratroopers, who stand no chance against this armoured beast. On the other hand, that has bigger issues with the anti-tank gun nearby.
The enemy is now at 75 points.
75 points left here for Dezman. He needs to, I think, focus a bit more on the victory points and fire a bit more effectively. Again, he needs Obersoldaten. And some artillery wouldn't, I think, be a half bad choice here for Dezman. A light infantry guns up around, some artillery barrels, some smoke should also do a lot here. Panzer 4 almost down. Can he get it out of there? Ooh, that was really close. That could have easily been a complete wipe there for Dezman, which would have been quite bad. Unit wiped. Talisman need to be careful. Good hit on the Sherman there. Good hit. In the west, we've got the Puma and the firing gun, unfortunately being swarmed by the riflemen, overwhelmed and pushed away. Too slow, he's suffering in a tank rifle grenade here. Command Panther half health, but very close to veteran free. And Dezman probably can get away with another Panzer 4 right about now, though a part of me would much more strongly recommend some Obersoldaten. But another Panzer 4 could also work if he supports it properly. And a good armoured thrust will see 2 Panzer 4s, so Command Panther, the Puma, if executed correctly, could prove to be devastating against Talisman. But it would require, I think, some good coordination and such from Dezman, so he might not go for it. Or he might not succeed either. It's a bit hard to say here. Machine gun though being shredded by the paratrooper. 17 kills there. 16 on the others. The paratroopers are definitely beginning to pay themselves off after Talisman began using them more to actually shoot at the enemy rather than just cap points. Dezman finally going for something that isn't just full screen. He's going for second Sturmpioneer squad, which is a bit funny right now that he isn't just say going for Obersoldaten. He's actually committing to second Sturmpioneer squad. That is a bit weird. Either way though, it's something that isn't just Sturmpioneers or full screen, I guess, so I mean it's something. But I do feel like it could have been a bit more. Flares off in the west, nothing standing about there. Got the flare up there, the artillery flare. Talisman here at this stage finally decides he wants a Jackson tank destroyer. A bit funny. He doesn't want one while there's a command panther, but the opponent calls in a panther. All of a sudden he begins considering a Jackson tank destroyer. Sorting out here for flank. Sherman takes it from the Kedden effort. 60 versus 356. Got a pack out for Talisman. So Talisman's actually going for artillery res. Dezman is not quite there. That's definitely pretty good there for Talisman. Smoke as the command, or the flag for back. Command from hit. Grenades missed. Anti-tank comes up. Big push here. Ish. Well, smallish push actually. He's not committing a lot. Then particularly his Panzer Force and other stuff is not really moving in. Pedro was there, almost taken out. Command Panther rapidly approaching Red 23. Panther will have to keep the flank of the Panther covered. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Artillery's catching the Sturmpioneers down to half size. Others rushing like Kedden for the Sherman moving in. A pack carter flying away there. Anti-tank and destroy. Units getting wiped. Sturmpioneers dropping dead. There's some absolutely brutal hand-to-hand fighting here. For close quarters combat for the centre victory point between Dezman and Talisman. Neither side is keen on giving up that point. Jackson is ready, but it's not been committed yet to the field. Command Panther moving ahead, might risk being baited into something unpleasant. There you go. He seemingly took the bait. And tank needs to sit up here. And Jackson needs to flank up behind the Command Panther. I think he might have a chance of taking it out. There we go. There we go. Command Panther is ace level. Oh, he's almost about to lose it. He's blitzing, but it's too late. It's too late. Dezman overextended. He got too overconfident. Oh, Jackson misses. The ace command. Oh, not ace command panther. Still got 2 victory points left, so they've got levels to go. But still, that is pretty impressive. He sends in the Puma trying to take out the Sherman. He gets punished hard. Dezman here, I think, starting to get desperate, and he's starting to commit more mistakes. I think was pretty close there. Directly pulling off something greater versus Talisman. But I would say it's the lack of armor coordination and just not having sufficient infantry or anything else was beginning to cost him. Another full squad there. White Rifle easily took care of it, and we got the paratroopers on the job once more. 22 kills, 24 on the other squad. 49 points left for Dezman and the 272nd Volksgrenadier Division. Jackson hanging behind there, close to Veterans T1. Double bars. Panther fall lands a nice hit there. Well supported by the Command Panther. Another good hit. But takes a pretty good hit in return from the anti-tank gun. Getting his troops to repair the Command Panther, repair Pioneers, Sturm Pioneers, whatever Pioneers in your muster, get fixed there on the Command Panther. Very critical unit right now for Dezman. He was beginning to float a lot of resources. Again, he needs more infantry, he needs more tanks. But I think preferably more infantry, though again, to the extent he might have to substitute with some tanks at the moment. Flank half-take escapes is pretty heavy far from Talisman. Strange the machine gun here, secured by Talisman. Freedom. And then go nicely timed into the armpit runs there from Dezman. Sherman exposed, extending. Command Panther flanks in, shoots, misses. Flak half track rushing too far ahead. That's a mistake there by Dezman, and he gets punished. Flak half track goes down. 25 points left. 24. Command Panther hits here from the Kednev and Jackson. They're trying to land them, but they're not quite there. We got the Sturm punishment ready to support. There goes shoots. Hits. Command Panther gets another hit. Panther will not move. We got a regular Panther on the way there for Dezman. Regular Panther. That's definitely something, but the magical question is at this stage enough? Is it enough? 17 points left here for Dezman. Sturm Pioneers surrendering the point neutral, buying Dezman a few more moments. Going for Stukas of us as well, going for rocket artillery. Straight to the machine gun, straight to the captain, straight into the blood, into the death. Heavy casualty being inflicted, fixing up the Sherman. Focus on the way there for Dezman. And there you go, anti-tank and just hanging into that Panther 4. Ooh, second shot bounced them more or less max range. Bit of bad luck there for Talisman. 14 points left for Dezman. 14 points. And Dezman just keeps going for more full screens, except at this stage again they just really don't do a lot versus all of this. Particularly the paratroopers just absolutely massacre them. Stukas was almost done. He's down to 9 points though. 8 or 8. 7, 6. That's what they're taking maybe down to the process. 5. Volksman is advancing. Panther 4 almost taken down. 4. Going for the century point. We got Jackson on the spot here. And there you go, just being absolutely brutalized by the paratroopers. 2. Stukas 1. Panther there by eventually 4. And there you go, P-47s take out the Command Panther right before it, and Dezman surrenders with 1 victory point left. GG, game over. A brutal fight right here on Crossing the Woods with heavy casualties, heavy damage on both sides. In the end though, Dezman, I think to an extent, was betrayed by his forced composition. Too many false grenadiers, whereas Talisman clearly seemed to just target them specifically with a lot of paratroopers, but also the Shermans. He was able to whittle down Dezman. The problem is, once most of the infantry was gone, then the Command Panthers and everything else Dezman had just became a lot less powerful because he just didn't have the infantry to carry his weight. So he really should have, gone for some orbits and even just more Sturm Pioneers at a certain time, just to have some more infantry that could carry the fight better. But in the end, he didn't. Combined with a few mistakes here and there, and just Talisman just carry the day. They're using the paratroopers, the Shermans, and in the end, he has a good use of anti-tank weapons. So really well played there by Talisman, basically seizing upon the weaknesses of the overcommander's strategy, which again is a lot of them rely too much on full grenadiers in a situation where they honestly can't rely on them, and just bleed him out. So really well played there by Talisman. Dezman certainly made some good moves as well, but his strategy was ultimately flawed by relying too much on the full grenadiers when Talisman was actively targeting them with paratroopers and Sherman. So well played there by Talisman. 2 thumbs up. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, and if you'd like to, you can support by Patreon or PayPal. Links in the video description. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience, and I hope to see you all tomorrow again. Bye.